Hi, Bill and Josh here from CJ Pony Parts. The parts are starting to roll in for our 5030 project car. We've got the car completely stripped down by removing all the factory suspension, and we're ready for the reassembly process. The first step is going to be install the rod and custom cross member. It's going to allow us to put our mod motor under the hood. After that, we're going to go to this Ridetech full air ride suspension. Josh can tell you a little bit more about some of the components we're going to be using.
First of all, we're going to start out in the rear. We're taking out the old 8.8 or old 8-inch. We're going to put an 8.8 in because all the modern upgrade options we can use. Hanging that rear end is going to be the Ridetech 4-link setup. It's a bolt-in 4-link, adjustable upper bars. The basic starting point of the whole Ridetech rear 4-link setup is this triangulated bracket, which will work with any rear end 9-inch, 8.8, 8-inch rear that you could use in your 65, 66. It bolts into factory suspension mounting component places, so it's a really easy installation. Along with that, you get your lower link bars, which are polyurethane bushings. They're fully greasable. You have upper link bars. They're fully adjustable with heim joints on one end and urethane bushings on the other, and all the bracketry needed to bolt it in. These are the front Ridetech bags, which are double convoluted bags with adjustable rebound settings, valving for the shocks.
And these are the ShockWaves?
Yes, they're the ShockWaves. And then the rear ShockWaves are the sleeve style bag. They're also adjustable shock valving and adjustable, obviously, pressure and height.
Now this kit is obviously going to be specific to our build, but they do make this kit for pretty much any Mustang, correct?
Yes, we have kits that follow the whole way from your 64.5 Mustang all the way up to your 2014. Definitely, obviously, different configurations for the cars, but yes, you can put any Mustang ever made on air.
Now, while that stuff is specific to your car, all the electronics that run everything, I'm assuming, are pretty much universal.
Yes, they're universal. You got the same computer, compressors, wiring, valves, control unit. Everything's the same for any year car. That's all going to be the same.
Now, what's unique about the RidePro E3? I know the iPhone tie-in, iPhone or Droid tie-in with the Bluetooth is very cool. Tell me a little bit more about that system there.
Well, that's an add-on to your system. The E3, it's an electronic system. You don't have a gauge that's a analog style gauge. You have a digital gauge. You can read tank pressure. You can read pressure in each bag. Basically, there's a whole bunch of different controls you can have electronically with this system. And everything's controlled from this control panel instead of having rocker switches to put your air in and let your air out. Everything's controlled electronically.
And the with the iPhone app here, it's pretty much the exact same controller that's mounted in the car, just a digital version that you can control straight from your phone.
Absolutely, yeah. It's the exact same thing. You can just do it wirelessly away from your car, or play around, do whatever you want, impress your friends, you know, whatever. It allows you to just kind of do what you would do in the car, out of the car.
And the remote controls that come with it are, I'm assuming, presets?
Yes, they're presets. You'll get a low, a middle, and a high, and you set them to what you want to set them.
So you'd have like your low for parking lot, your medium would be your normal driving, performance driving, and then you could have like a high for
going
speed bump,
whatever,
okay.
Potholes, construction, whatever. So you can have that car that rides low, looks awesome, but you don't have to worry about running in and scraping the bottom of your car off or ripping your lips off or whatever else you put in your car.
And a system like this with the tank that we're using, roughly how long is it going to take to go from that slam to the ground setting up to a normal ride setting?
Seconds, probably 5 seconds, something like that. It's very quick. This is the Ridetech 3-gallon tank that we're using for our build. They also offer a 5-gallon tank. We have that kit available also. This RidePro E3 that we're using with the 3-gallon tank is our part Pro 3, and we also have a Pro 5 with the 5-gallon tank if you need a larger capacity.
A larger tank, does that speed up the process at all?
It just gives you a more reserve of air when you got to pump it up. If you're playing with it a lot, the compressor's not running as long. But in a light little car like this, 3 gallons is plenty. And these are your RidePro valves. They're a full billet valve. You got all your exhaust and pressurizing valves in there. Everything is controlled by the computer and just tells these what to do. You put all your sensors in here that reads all your gauges. It'll read on this. Tell you what your pressures are in your bag, and also there'll be another sensor for your tank pressure also. So you always know what pressure's in your tank and what pressure's in your bags, and that's how you can set your presets. And then you got a supply line that gives it air, and then on this side is where all the air gets pushed out to the bags to actually fill them up.
This is what the controller looks like on the car that we can also program from our iPhone or Android device. Each of these boxes will show the pressure in each ShockWave device, and then the bottom there will show you how much tank pressure you have, so you can keep it on everything from your phone or the controller in the car. Now we have our killer suspension setup ready. Next thing I'm going to do is put our cross member in, get the rear ready. We can start actually putting the suspension in the car. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates on our Project 5030.